Let's bring in Zach Brown. I don't want to keep you waiting, Zach. I mean, you've been hanging around there for a bit. How are
Hello,
you?
Zach.
I'm good. I'm ready to go qualifying.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, it's looking like very, very positive signs coming out of McLaren this weekend. What's your take on what's happened so far?
Car strong. We got two fast racing drivers. That's not new news. Winds picked up, so I think, you know, as always, you need to get the lap in when it matters. But I think we got a good shot here, but I think so do a few other guys out there.
We've heard all of the drivers complaining of no grip. Everyone seems to be struggling, including your drivers. Whilst they are far down the road in terms of times, they are still struggling in the cars. But I'd love to understand, what is the difference from that middle sort of turn 8 onwards to the end of the lap? What are you guys doing differently that's making your drivers that far ahead?
Well, I think, you know, there's always a compromise in setup, isn't there? So Sector 1, we're not quite as strong as Sector 2 and Sector 3, but those are the longer parts of the lap time. And yeah, everyone thinks there's low grip, but I've yet to ever hear a racing driver say that car's perfect.
Absolutely. Can we go back to Suzuka, take you back a week? Obviously, there's a lot of conversations within the media about whether you could have done something different, you could have been more aggressive. You said one thing, obviously, to us, but what was said behind closed doors? Can you tell us? Are you going to change tack on that front?
Yeah, we could have taken more risk. Maybe that comes with some reward, but maybe that comes with some downside. I think, you know, in reviewing it, which of course you always do, I think Lando would have been put into traffic. You saw how hard it was to pass. Of course, you're looking at things like safety car windows, things of that nature. So I think we could have taken some more risk. We decided not to. Would we do it differently next time? I think it's kind of, you know, in the moment, but and I'm not sure it would have worked. But then, you know, if it didn't work, would we have still finished second and third? So it was maybe worth the risk. We'll never know. So it is conversations, of course, that we always have after every weekend.
Well, you guys are best placed to know exactly what all the scenarios are. You've got the best personnel. You've got incredible tools, including AI, to run all sorts of simulations. So there was talk about potential undercuts or running him longer, sort of offsetting that strategy. Had you have taken the risk, where would you say it lies? Did you throw away a win there, or do you think you played it the right way this time around?
I mean, ultimately, you'll never know. I mean, in running through our data, we don't think it would have worked. But at the same time, you could have maybe tried and still ended up second and third. So did you have a free pass at the same time? If you pit Lando into traffic, safety car comes out, then everyone would be going, look at you guys, you just threw away a second place. Oh. So, you know, these are tough decisions, and as you said, we got a lot of information on pit wall. I appreciate everyone has an opinion. I wasn't at the race. I was kind of there with everyone on TV going, I don't know. But then when you know, I've learned to analyze things on Monday, and there's always more data that our team has. Doesn't mean we always get it right. We're human. We can make some mistakes.
Max lobbed an early grenade, as Max is obviously bound to do, and said if he had been in that McLaren, he would have driven away. What did that say to you? And also, what have you noticed between your drives? You say you're prepared for things to get a little bit spicier within that. How's the relationship? How are you managing all of this sort of stuff?
Relationship's great. I'm kind of excited to see him really race each other hard. You know, they're free to race, but, you know, we're managing races. So things like in Australia when it's, you know, a half-damp track and you're worrying about safety cars, things of that nature. So I'm sure we're going to see some epic Lando-Oscar battles this year. I think reality is our car, even you don't know exactly what pace Max was running to. I do think had Lando or Oscar been in front, I think they could have potentially gone away. But that was a difficult track with the resurfacing to make any passes. So clearly they all have good race cars, or none of them would have been in the top 3.
Just one last question on Suzuka. There's a lot of speculation on whether Oscar could have won that race had he have been let through. I want to know from your side, you say they're free to race, but what was the sentiment there? Was there no risk to be taken to say, let Oscar pass, and if he doesn't get Max, switch them around again? Or why did you guys play it the way you did and not letting Oscar give it a go?
That was a conversation as well. I think we knew, you know, we can see on the data that Lando was conserving tires. He was trying to kind of build up. So I'm not sure he was faster. It certainly wasn't slower, but you know, you get into the dirty air, and Lando's trying to manage his tires like he was doing in Australia as well. So I think they were pretty even.
Thanks, Zach. McLaren never won here. Maybe you can change that this weekend. All right, okay, brilliant stuff. Let's go.